Now we're going to do part 2 of the lesson plan. Our objective for our procedures today will be that the learner will be able to identify the literary elements from its story with about an 85% accuracy. And they will be analyzing, which is from Bloom's taxonomy. Our first activity is going to be called Sequence a Story. And what a teacher would need for this activity is a pocket map, a pocket chart, sentence strips, and from the story that they've been working on, so that they can be able to complete this activity. And generally this will probably be done as a whole class activity. And we will be using the book we just read in the motivational activity, The Berenstain Bears and the Truth, by Stan and Jan Berenstain. And what the students will do is they'll take, because I have some right here, our strips with her stories on them. And what they'll do is I'll mix them up, and the students will come and they can take, and what they'll do is they'll put them in order from the beginning of the story to the end of the story in the order that they occur. And they would start off, which I would go ahead and do this one with them if I can get it off the table, is the title, which reads The Berenstain Bears and the Truth by Stan and Jan Berenstain. And next I would ask the class what would come next in the story out of our strips that we have. And they would pick out this one, which says brother and sister sitting in the living room trying to come up with something to do. And then we would go on and go through our strips again, and we would go to our third strip, which is brother challenges sister. Okay. And that's just a simple little activity to help them understand the sequence or the plot, kind of like the plot also, because they're going from the beginning to the story all the way to the end of the story. So it's the sequence or the plot of the story is what they're really working on. And then the second activity, the teacher will model or demonstrate the activity, picture the character. And for this activity, you will need a worksheet that looks like this. And I've already started on one so that I could show the students how to complete one. I will help the students fill in the area for the title and the author, which I've already done here on my piece of paper. And the title, you can just shorten it to The Truth. And our authors are Stan and Jan Berenstain, which we want to keep repeating whenever we talk about the story so that they'll get used to looking for the author too. And I will give an example on my paper of one of the characters. And I've chosen Mama Bear. And so next for the students, I didn't do it here, but they would draw a picture or try and draw a picture of whichever character they chose, whether it be Mama Bear, Sister Bear, Father Bear, or Brother Bear. And then the learner would list things on the side of the frame that describe the character's actions and appearance. So for Mama Bear, two examples was Mama Bear was the owner of the lamp, which is yeah. And then she's also brother and Sister Bear's mom. So those are two of the things that we could put. And they can, like I said, they can choose any character from the story, and some might even try and choose the bird, which would be kind of interesting. And so they can choose any character, and you can really do these activities with any book that you choose. And they're kind of really short activities. but they're activities that you probably do more as a class, except for the second one. Once they get started, they can kind of go and work on it by themselves, but you'd start off doing it as a class together. Our closure activity is that the learner will complete an activity worksheet matching the literary elements with their meaning. And the homework would be that the learner will come up with 3 ideas for a story that we will be writing later this week. Our early finishers. The early finishers, or the learner, will pick a book from the classroom library to read. Our special needs students. Students with special needs will be read the story again in a small group during the day's free activity time. And our English language learners will also have the story read to them, but will go over the literary elements and what each of them mean. And for the enrichment activity, the learner will complete a worksheet where they will fill in the literary elements from a story from the class library. And that is going to be the end of our lesson.